Okay, hey everyone, sitting right across here on the south side of Bethlehem from Deja Brew, the official headquarters of the Southside Film Festival, now 15 years, in their 15-year anniversary. On day 3 of the film festival here. Day 1 was the opening night with At the Drive-In as the feature film. Last night, Wednesday, day 2, full-blown, wide out in all 3 locations: Touchstone Theater, Victory Firehouse, Charter School for the Arts here on the south side. Quick review. I stuck around for the first 2 time slots at Victory Firehouse. Fortunately, my body has limitations at times. But the second time slot was documentary block 1 for Victory Firehouse. Wanted to set one of the longer films in the documentary block 1 was A New Chance. A New Chance, and the director was Sophia Silverman. A New Chance is a documentary about how a dog rescue that's up in New York that takes in and rescues dogs from kill shelters. I know with the one that they was in the film, the main one was down in Cumberland County, North Carolina. This is a great documentary on, how with the shelters and people fostering animals. Great documentary, and especially dogs. A great documentary about, and it's a great way for you to learn about, and includes a lot of things that you may not have realized that goes into the process of going from a kill shelter to an actual to an actual rescue, and then into a foster home. There's a lot. It's about basically about the entire process of it, and how the true love that people have for the dogs, and the true love that the dogs have for the people that are taking them in, giving them a good home and a place to live. This movie is primarily obviously for dog lovers and animal lovers, but if you're ever, it's kind of to a point, it's for everybody, because hey, we're all a part of nature, and we have, we're all part of the cycle. We're all a part, from the trees up here and the leaves to human beings, to dogs, cats, etc. We're all living on the same planet, honestly. Now, a couple things that really didn't do it for me, honestly, about this film was, number 1, I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which Fayetteville, North Carolina is in Cumberland County down there, and they featured a shelter in Cumberland County. And without going into any detail, Cumberland County was not the best example in the world to use. It's the shelter. This is nothing against the shelter. It has to do with the location of Cumberland County. Not exactly a bad area. It's the area to live. Just they have a very high turnover, a very high ratio of stray animals and people, giving animals into shelters. And from living there, this is nothing against our military, but from living there, and I had a friend in the military and talked to a couple people based at Fort Bragg down there, because the military will get deployed, and where they get from Fort Bragg, they may get sent to another location, and that other location they may not be able to have their animals. Again, nothing against Cumberland County, the shelter, or the military. It's just the way it is down there. And this is from experience living down there. Okay, so Cumberland County was probably, to say it was not the best location in the world, the best, was not one of the best locations, borderline understatement. But anyway, another thing, I actually talked to somebody about this. I'm glad this wasn't only me, because at times the movie kind of dragged out at points, and this is where you really, speak of dogs, where you really have to kind of be a dog lover here, or an animal lover, because at times it dragged out and it did get kind of boring at points, where I'm sitting there and it's like, I know a few times I zoned out for a few moments and really didn't miss too much. They could have, good morning.
Yes, if I give you my number.
They could have, honestly, they could have either condense the movie or a lot more, or kind of switch something up in it. I don't exactly know what that key element or key elements would have been, but like I said, at times it did kind of was drawn out and boring. But overall, I recommend this if you are a dog lover, if you volunteer at a shelter, if you anything to do with dogs or animals, highly recommend this movie. If you're curious about the shelters, rescues, and fostering of animals, and dogs in general, especially, definitely check out this movie. It's called A New Chance by director Sophia Silverman. Please go to Thanks to Sponsors page. Check out Assist at the end of every one. It's not because I have to. Please go to Thanks to Sponsors page of the magazine. Check out and support those people in business, because like the indie films, authors, which I am one also, music. Without their financial support, none of this could have happened, especially for the past 5 years between two magazines. But and on the same level, and just as important, thanks to everybody out there for all your support. Keeping me going at times early on when I wanted to give up, and just in general, keeping things going, and all the feedback and everything. You're the reason why I do it. Take care, everybody, and as always, take some time out for your family and friends and for yourself in this crazy, hectic life we live, and enjoy it. I'm having a blast here at the film festival. Treat yourself and do yourself a favor. Do the same once in a while.